Now, the video we're going to look at today is rather bizarre and a video that most of you may have seen. If not, you're in for a treat. In this video, you've got this Labour person wag their finger at Jeremy Corbyn for winning. It's a level of gaslighting, authoritarianism, and it's what we call the super ego in Freudian psychology. It's like, you've got this headmistress kind of energy trying to, punch down on Jeremy Corbyn for simply winning. And here she talks about how she is disappointed and angry at Jeremy Corbyn running to divide the power of Labour.
The changes that Jeremy says that he espouses by having Labour as the party in government, not by having somebody standing against the party as a maverick on the backbenches. And I think, we've always stood for in the party collective endeavour. Sometimes things go our way, sometimes they don't, but collective endeavour on behalf of the people of the country as a whole. And what Jeremy Corbyn has done is stood out just as an individual and put himself as an individual above social progress for the country as a whole. And I just don't agree with that. I would never do that. Put my own interests above the party and the good the party can do the country. So I'm disappointed in you, Jeremy, but I expect that's nothing new.
Well, thank you for what you just said there.
Now, this video is particularly, annoying for many reasons. She's gaslighting, the viewer, and she's gaslighting Jeremy Corbyn because Jeremy Corbyn was ousted from a constituency as an MP, as Labour MP, because he didn't follow, their blueprint for neoliberalism and, of course, being pro-Gaza. So obviously, being somebody, an incumbent MP who's been in, you're serving the constitution, the Islington North as a constitution, and obviously he's got connections to the area. He cares about the residents, he cares about the constituency, and so he ran as an independent, much to the displeasurement and the anger, and of course some Labour MPs thought, Labour, people and these talking heads really wanted to see the end of Jeremy Corbyn and wanted to see the optics of Jeremy Corbyn being cut down by a Labour MP. Lo and behold, he won it by a margin of 7,000 or so. So he won fair and square. And she is trying to make it look like Jeremy Corbyn did a bad thing. Here's the thing. I don't know if it's new to her, but we live in a democracy. Whatever you consider regarding the Labour as a Labour party or Conservative party, they should be representative of the electorate. They should be representative of democracy. Democracy shouldn't be representative of Labour. That's rather weird. That's what we call authoritarianism. So clearly, she should care about democracy. If she doesn't care about democracy, then she should be very clear about it and say that I don't believe in democracy. I believe in Labour taking control and that everyone should vote for Labour. Otherwise, they should be disgusted with themselves. That's what she's essentially saying here. This level of gaslighting is disgusting, but it's also, something we need to discuss. We need to explore. The mentality of these centrists is authoritarian in nature. And we should call it out. Obviously, Jeremy Corbyn won because he's popular, and she should be congratulating him for winning. In fact, none of the former Labour, or rather current Labour incumbent MPs have, unless they're people who are progressive, people who are decent human beings, they haven't really congratulated Jeremy Corbyn because, of course, they have got this authoritarian mindset, and obviously they've got this sectarian mindset, in that they want to excise the progressive left out of the party completely, partly for optics, partly because of desperation of power. The centrists loves nothing more than power, and this is why they will often lean towards the far right if they think that the wind is blowing towards the far right. But No, Jeremy Corbyn shouldn't be, apologising for winning. It's called a democracy. In a democracy, Labour should lean towards the voters rather than the voters leaning towards Labour. And the responsibility falls on the shoulders of Labour for kicking him out from the party. It's their fault and it's their loss. And we want to see more of this, more of these Jeremy Corbyn's more progressive MPs just kick the establishment out, whether it's Conservative, whether it's Reform, whether it's Labour. And of course, Reform is just an extension of the establishment, which I'll be talking about in future videos, because they want to LARP, they want to role play as being outside the establishment. They do a lot of the things of the establishment. They're pro-monarchy, they're pro-Israel as an occupational force, occupying force. They are, hook, line, and sinker. They're fully in bed with the establishment. They just have, slightly different ideas about this or that, but they're essentially an extension of the establishment. They're funded by corporations. They're funded by millionaires and billionaires. There's no difference. If anything, they're accelerants of the establishment. But anyways, more on this in the future. Hope you enjoyed this video.